Hi there, my name is Amy from A Little Extra Income. So let's get straight to the point here. I want to show you how to start your online resale business fast. Now, all the steps I show you are the ones I used myself. I am not a legal professional or an accountant, which means anyone can do this. At the end of this video is the link that will take you exactly where you need to go to find out more information about setting up, starting, and running a successful online resale business. Using that link, you will also find out more about how and where to find name brand products for resale at awesome profits. This is the same system I used to build a $500,000 business right from my garage. I also include a PDF step-by-step checklist for you to print and use. There are 4 steps that you will want to follow in order to start fast and start correctly. So if you come look over my shoulder, we'll get started.
When you want your business to be successful, you have to start your business the right way. So I'm going to go over a few steps that are going to get you started in the right direction when you're getting ready to start your online resale business. Some of the things we're going to talk about is incorporating your business, getting a tax ID number, obtaining a resale certificate, and opening a business checking account. The first thing is going to be step 1, incorporating your business. If you've never done this process before, I'm going to kind of break it down for you a little bit. So this is the act of creating a company formally recognized by your state of incorporation. Through incorporation, the company's owner or owners will create a separate legal entity to transact business, okay? When a company incorporates, it becomes its own legal business structure. So you're not truly a business until you incorporate your business. It is set apart from the individuals who founded the business, okay? So it transforms the way the business is seen through the eyes of the law, pretty much. So again, if you're running a side skit that is not legally documented in your state of incorporation, your business is legally not recognized by the law. So it often has more credibility with potential customers, vendors, and employees. A little bit further on when we talk about different types of documentations that you're going to receive once you incorporate your business, a lot of big vendors will ask for this information when you're setting up your accounts with them. So it's very important if you're going to legally have your business recognized as well as have the credibility that it deserves, you're going to need to incorporate it. How incorporating your business works. First, you're going to determine where you want to incorporate, okay? And then you're going to decide which business type is best for your business and your goals. Most people in the industry start with an LLC, but you're going to want to consult with an attorney or an accountant, to decide which is going to be best for you. You're also going to determine who the directors of the corporation or who are the members or the managers of the LLC will be, or whichever you choose. You're going to select a registered agent. Your registered agent must be listed on your articles of incorporation or articles of organization. Technically, the registered agent is appointed by you to receive important legal and tax documentations on behalf of your business, and they forward them to you. Most cases, if this is your business, this is going to be you. You're going to prepare and file the articles of incorporation or organization per the instructions from the Secretary of State's office. So there's a filing fee through your state that ranges from $45 to $150 in some states. Most states will allow you to do this process on your own, right online with a few steps. Just a final note on incorporation, however. This is just an overview of the incorporating processes for most of the states, okay? You are going to want to refer to your specific state for exact details. There are tons of services that are out there that will do all of this for you very quickly and easily. There's usually a fee on top of the filing fee. Example, you may have heard of LegalZoom.com, Biz Filings, etc. It is definitely something you can handle yourself, and usually it only takes just a few minutes. I personally have never had to pay anyone to do it, and I've incorporated several businesses over the years with no problems. So I would say give it a shot first. However, if you get to the point where you feel like you truly are overwhelmed or just don't understand the questions being asked, definitely consult with someone so you're not supplying any false information willingly or unwillingly, knowing that will cause you issues later on down the road. So step 2 was getting a tax ID number. When you get your tax ID number, this is what's going to be called an EIN, or an employer identification number. This is kind of similar to your business's social security number. So we as humans have socials, our business have employer identification numbers or tax ID numbers. It is used to identify a business entity. Okay, you can apply for this once your incorporation has gone through. So you can't get a tax ID number until you incorporate. You can apply for this online on the IRS website. I'm going to add the link below, and is issued immediately. So this is not something you have to wait for. Once you get your paperwork that you've been incorporated, you can apply for this and you'll get this number immediately. Here's what the IRS website will look like. I'm going to add the link below. Very simple. You see where you can apply online, apply by fax, apply by mail. Obviously, to go the quickest route, you're going to want to apply online. So it's a user-friendly website, I would say. However, again, this is something if you're having issues with, the IRS will give you some support if you use their Contact Us phone number. The third step is going to be obtaining a reseller certificate. This is also known as a lot of other names, depending on what state you live in. They might call it a reseller's permit, a reseller's license, a reseller certificate, resale license, sales tax ID, or sales tax permit. Whatever you call it in your state, it serves the same purpose, okay? It pretty much helps you avoid paying tax that you do not need to pay. And most vendors will require that you have one in order to do business with them. How a resale certificate works, pretty much what's going to happen is sales tax is a form of tax collected by a governing body for the sales of certain goods. Each state has its own sales tax laws, and therefore rates differ from state to state. U.S.-based resellers do not need to pay sales tax for products that they purchase for resale. Instead, the sales tax is paid by the customers when they buy your product. So when you purchase your product from your vendor, you're not paying sales tax. But when you resell your product to your customer, they will pay that sales tax. Upon a sale, the reseller collects the money and sends it to the state according to the predetermined schedule. Normally, you would collect sales tax when the transaction occurs in the same state as your business. So a lot of times when people are buying online, if they're buying from the same state as you, they're going to pay sales tax. But if they're buying from a different state, they might not necessarily pay sales tax. If I'm in Florida and I sell to someone outside of Florida, I am not required to collect sales tax. Another extension to this is how to apply for a resale certificate. Now, the laws may vary from state to state, just like all of the previous slides that we discussed. Your local county or state tax office would be the best place to ask about applying for a certificate. You can also, if you have a lawyer or an accountant, you can touch base with them and they could point you in the right direction based on the state that you're in. There are 5 states that do not have sales tax and they don't require one. So there's Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oregon. So if you're in one of those 5 states, you don't need to take this step, and it's not required that you do so. But if you are looking to buy from a vendor, they might ask you for it. You may have to show some proof that you're coming from one of these 5 states. Let me give you a little bit of a pro tip here. Do not overlook this step. Businesses have been completely shut down over sales tax, okay? Let's talk about opening up a business checking account. This is important because it's very important to separate your business finances from your personal finances and expenses. Always open a free business account, okay? For bookkeeping reasons, for tax reasons, and even when it comes to getting funding for your business, which we discuss later in detail in the course, it's very important to keep your finances separate, okay? You can find a free business checking account in most banks. You're going to have to do a little bit of research here. In my opinion, credit unions are great for these due to their flexibility. And then lastly, let me give you another pro tip here. Take the time to choose your bank wisely and interview them, okay? They will definitely interview you at some point of your banking relationship should you come to them with any type of questions about obtaining any sort of loan. So don't make this decision lightly, okay? It's very important that you bank with a bank that is going to benefit you in your business relationship. Think of it as a relationship. You know, when you enter into a relationship, you're hoping it's long-term. Not one where your partner only expects you to give while you're getting nothing back. This is your turn to interview the bank, do some research, and you'll be surprised as to what, as was I, that you can use a bank for 10 years, 15 years, and I won't say any bank names, but when you approach them for help or, you know, any type of financial growth for your business, you're going to hear some ridiculous version of the word no. You know, especially the big banks, you know, consider convenience. Are they personable? Do they retain their employees? And most of all, do they lend to small businesses like yours? So before you sign up, I know, and I've done this myself, you know, you sign up because they're offering a great entry promotion to set up multiple accounts or business accounts. You get into 2, 3, 4 years down the line, you start discussing expansion and you start, you know, talking about loans or refinancings and things like that. And you're kind of shied away from, you know, or you're shut down and you're told no, or you're told your business isn't big enough or things like that. So you really need to interview these people, because after you've been with the bank for 3, 4, 5 years and you've proved yourself to them, your accounts are in good standing, you have profits, you're showing increasing profits, you're showing positive accounts, and they still won't loan to you. And then you have to start looking around for a different bank and switching all of your accounts. And that's a hassle. That's a time-wasting hassle that you can avoid at startup when you're interviewing them before you open up your actual accounts. So I would suggest doing at least interviewing up to 3 banks before you decide on who you're going to go with, and then kind of just go from there.